Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm with Redoubt News, Montana, and we're down here at Jeanette's place having a nice visit, and we're just here to give us a chance to hear from Jeanette, and she can tell us what she'd like America to hear. So with that, real short and sweet for me. The whole thing is yours. Tell the people what you'd like them to hear, Jeanette, and we'll take that back and share that with the great Northwest and the rest of this country.
Well, okay. Thank you. Thank you for having me on your program today. I appreciate you taking the time to come all the way down here to Arizona and talk with me and share our story. Most everyone knows that I am the widow of LaVoy Finicum and that I have been traveling the country for 4.5 years trying to keep his story alive in order to be able to hold the federal government and the state of Oregon accountable for his murder that they participated in 2016. And so that has been my mission. I feel that we are just on the verge of having some real success. The judge did just put her facts and findings before the superior judge. She did rule to have the federal government dismissed. However, she is allowing the state case to go forward, and so we're encouraged by that. Mm-hmm. We have put in a request. I'm struggling for words here. We put in a request for an extension of time, and they granted that so that we can file an appeal in reference to the federal government. So we're really excited that we are gathering more professionals to help on our team.
Perfect.
And that is where we're at right now in reference to the case. But I'm looking forward to moving forward with the trial against Oregon State and Oregon State Police in Harney County. That is really important that we hold these people accountable for their lawlessness. And there's been so many rules and regulations and laws broken in just how they proceeded forward with murdering my husband. And the American people need to hear it and need to know it. It isn't just the George Floyds of this country that are murdered by unnecessarily and unlawfully by police throughout this country. Our family is not anti-police or anti-government, but we want to hold them accountable for their lawlessness. They need to be reined in. They need additional training. They need reform in their regulations. We need to have develop trust with the American people, again, because we do not see our law enforcement FBI agents as a friend to the American people. We see them as our enemy.
The public trust has been very violated over the last, I'm going to go back as far as 30 years probably, and we with Redoubt News continue to see the thrust that we need to make as citizens is to be engaged at the local level with your sheriff and moving forward and from that level, because it seems like no matter what we do at even a state or go to the federal level, we don't have a voice. And so
we don't, but we need to be constantly working with our elected officials and helping to bring forward those committees within Congress to look at this systemic problem that we have within both agencies. And so I would encourage people to not only be engaged with their sheriffs, but also be engaged with our elected officials and the legislative process. Our state constitutions, individual state constitutions, determine how much control and power we give to our sheriffs. What does your state constitution say? What does your state constitution say? They don't always follow what the Constitution of the United States says. Right. So if the Constitution of the United States says that our sheriff is the last line of defense, it may not be so on an individual state basis. And so we really need to be educated and understand what our individual state constitutions say. And if it's not constitutional, then let's get busy with our state legislators and make the changes that are necessary to bring it back into line with the federal Constitution. And there's just so many different ways I could go with this. I really feel that it's important that we stand up and continue to stand appropriately, responsibly We don't need to incite violence. We don't need to be doing what the Black Lives Matter group is doing. They have ulterior motives.
Absolutely.
They want to bring this country down. They want to transform it. What did Obama say? Fundamentally transform this country. What do they want to fundamentally transform this country into? A socialist country.
Communist
and
nation.
Yes, a communist nation. And we are seeing the violence and the of the left like we have never seen before. I don't believe that it needs to be answered with violence, but I stand, our family stands with our country and stands with the Constitution. We stand up for our individual rights and liberties and freedoms to be able to voice our own opinions, but we need to do it responsibly. I do not stand with what we are watching today all across our country in these major cities. I feel like they have overstepped their bound. They have compromised our safety for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Absolutely.
We do not have that in Seattle or Oregon or Milwaukee or Wisconsin or California. We do not have, or New York. We do not have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We do not have that right now.
It's been stolen from us.
It has. And when someone is trying to stand responsibly, they're beaten down for it. And where is the law enforcement? The law enforcement, they're there. But what I'm finding in these particular cities is that their elected officials are not standing with the law enforcement to bring back law and order in these particular areas where they are breaking the law. They aren't exercising their First Amendment right. They are becoming terrorists within their own cities. And so what can we do about that? What can we do? We need to stand for what's right. And I hope that the good citizens of Seattle, the good citizens of Oregon, the good citizens of New York will stand up and say no more of this.
Right.
And elect individuals that will bring their cities back into control so that the people can live out the American dream of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Absolutely. And in the Northwest and in the Redoubt where we're at, that has really come to front and center because a lot of the things going on at local government level, from your county commissioners on up, that disregard of that public trust and taking away is really kind of hit front and center, especially in Montana where we're having a lot of the things coming from our Democratic governor. And I'm not here to play politics, but that's where we're finding, wow, what happened to our constitutional rights? And it's a tragedy that everybody's working on. And again, you're an inspiration to folks to try to make sure that they recognize the best way to fix a broken machine is to get in there and stand up and fix it.
That's right.
And it's we the people. So I really appreciate everything that you're doing on your end, Jeanette, with just trying to get that inspiration out to people to stand up and do it within the system that we have to work with.
Absolutely. And we hear so much about a racist, that we're all racist, that we're not tolerant of different cultures. Well, I say no. I believe that they're being racist.
Absolutely.
I want no racial supremacy. That is what this country was founded upon. No racial supremacy. No one particular group should be inflicting
division,
control and
hate.
Division and hate over another. It's just amazing to watch how they have more or less made people feel afraid and fear for their skin color. And I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed of where my ancestors came from. I'm not ashamed of this country. I love this country. And again, I believe that we should demand no racial supremacy of any kind in this country. And if we come from a place of love, then we're not going to see this type of hate, hate mongering, and violence to get our voices heard.
We got to rise above that.
That's not the way to see or get anything done by perpetrating violence upon a people or a society or a city or a town. No, that's tyranny.
One of the things, I guess, this leads me into where I'm at in Montana on behalf of the citizens and the patriots there that are working on affecting exactly what you're speaking of. On 9/11, we have organized an Honor Patriot Day.
Oh, nice.
And what we're having in Helena, Montana, is we're having a function there, an event where we're bringing the folks in from 56 counties into Helena on 9/11 and 9/12 to present a program and a plan for the people coming from their communities to come together, understand what they can do, and give them those tools that they need in order to join together and be united. Again, I like you said, with your heart and your soul, and moving for good rather than getting ready to go. So with that, I would cordially invite you to come to Helena, Montana, if you would like, on 9/11. We have Dan Happel is helping a big part in this. We got Mark Collins, who is going to be there, Sheriff Mack and Sheriff Prince, both sending that message that we can make a change from the local government level, where those two sheriffs went to the Supreme Court and said, we the people. That's where it all has to come back to. And so I'm really excited that this thing in Montana right now in the Northwest is really starting to get on fire. And we're really excited about making sure that the voice of the people is heard. So again, you're invited to come up if you'd like.
Thank you, thank you.
I know you're in high demand, my friend, a busy schedule, but certainly we'd love to have you come in and deliver a message to the people from there too. So.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I am so grateful for the opportunity that our family has had in helping to bring awareness to the different issues that have been highlighted. Again, we are going to continue to fight for my husband's due process rights, and this is the way that I see that we can do that, by continuing to hold him accountable for his murder. It's still a long battle. We have a long way to go. We probably have another 1.5 to 2 years just to get through the trial with Oregon. And we'll get through this 90-day appeal process. We'll see what happens after that. Of course, they'll take 2 or 3 months to review whatever we put in, and the arguments from the federal government will follow. So I imagine by the end of the year we should have some kind of an understanding of where we'll head with the federal government. Yeah, and then a trial date set. So we'll be in trial next year. And I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of you who have continued to support our family through this long battle, from the BLM to property rights to water rights to now the wrongful death lawsuit for the last 2.5 years of the 4.5 years. We've been fighting with the federal government in one court proceeding after another, the Asterita case, etc. And now we're heading into our own trial. So thank you so much for sticking with us. It has been a hard, long road, and we still have a little bit ways to go. So I still need your help if you're able to continue to help our family. And I understand that there is so much out there that everyone needs help right now. And so I understand how sacred your funds are and your donations are. And so I so appreciate that. And thank you again for the continued love and support for our family.
For those of you that haven't really been following this, we're trying to get you on board with us, and Redoubt News will certainly do our best to make sure that we get the message out of truth and help keep moving forward. Do you have a link of your someone?
Yeah,
people can help and interview.
You can go to our website, onecowboystandforfreedom.com, and there you can find LaVoy's book, Only by Blood and Suffering, that you referenced earlier. Also, my daughter's book is on there. She writes about why her dad went to Malheur. It's called Liberty Rising. You'll love her book. I'm very proud of the effort that she has put forward in writing her father's story. And there's other things you can purchase to help with the donations. All of it goes to the legal fund. There's also a PayPal link for just regular donations.
So you heard that here today. Go to the website, get a copy of the books, and learn what's really going on and help where you can. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And God bless you, Jeanette. And we'll stay in your corner the best we can.
Thank you.